Well, the victims' bodies are barely cold from the Islamic terror attack at Bondi, and there's been a ceasefire in Gaza for more than 2 months. But don't let that stop Heartless protesters. Last night, we showed you footage of these pro-Gaza ghouls rallying at Town Hall in Sydney with their Palestinian kafirs and hateful slogans. Now we can show you more of what happened at that protest, where Palestinian activist Sarah Saleh yesterday vowed to continue her calls to globalise the intifada.
I intend to keep saying, globalize the intifada and free Palestine.
Absolutely sickening. We've seen what globalise the intifada looks like. We saw the Australianising of the intifada at Bondi Beach a week ago. And if anyone needs reminding, that phrase is a reference to 2 Palestinian intifadas in the late 1980s and early 2000s, in which more than 1,000 Israelis were killed or injured in horrific terror attacks in the second intifada alone, committed by Palestinians. So please spare me whitewashing like this.
The definition of intifada is as a shaking off or as an uprising. So when people say intifada, it's a basic act of us supporting the uprisings of Palestinians.
Seriously. And just check out this obtuse question asked by a reporter at New South Wales Premier Chris Minns's press conference yesterday.
Why are you banning an Arabic word while at the same time say that you don't want to whip up fear and racism against certain people? So can you please explain it?
Its use in common parlance in demonstrations both here and around the world are a call to a global intifada. I mean, that's what it means. Not in the Middle East, not in Israel or Gaza, but here in Sydney, in our streets. No, sorry, I think I'm entitled to get an answer out. And in those circumstances, I do believe it leads to a culture and environment of heightened disunity and an invitation to violence.
It's so refreshing, isn't it? Seeing a leader with actual leadership and moral clarity. But now I want to show you a pro-Palestine activist exploiting the youngest victim, Matilda's death, in her performative protest, dated in this footage online as being from Sunday, the same day Matilda's family was honouring her and other victims at a Jewish community event a week on from the attack.
Who is going to sing for us What a Wonderful World, which was the favourite song of the little 10-year-old girl slaughtered on Bondi Beach last week. So let's all think about that.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
It turns my stomach. And if this woman looks familiar, it may be because it's the same anti-Israel activist, Michelle Burkhan, who crashed the Bondi Memorial site in her Palestinian kafir the day after the massacre, having to be removed by police.
Why did you turn up today? Why have you turned up here wearing a Palestinian kafir? Are you trying to antagonise the Jewish community?
Were there no Israeli flags here, we would not have worn a kafir, because this community has politicised this tragedy.
Burkhan says she's Jewish and the descendant of Holocaust survivors. She's also a member of Jews Against the Occupation 48, an ultra-fringe group which testified at the New South Wales parliamentary inquiry in May, where they refused to condemn the October 7 attacks and denied Hamas and Hezbollah are anti-Semitic organisations. It's just so offensive and appalling. And I hardly need to point out their views do not represent the overwhelming majority of the community. So don't ask me why they were invited to give evidence at a parliamentary inquiry in the first place. The Premier is right to crack down on protests and designate globalise the intifada as hate speech. And the federal government should follow suit. And by the way, from the river to the sea should also be banned. It's effectively calling for ethnic cleansing of Jews from Israel. Not that many of the useful idiots who repeat it seem to know which river to which sea. Sadly, you can't legislate against stupidity.